All right, let's get to it, people. Not all housekeeping today. I told you. Well, I guess it is housekeeping, but more fun stuff, right? Just some updates, various things going on at the gym, and upcoming things like holidays and so forth. So, haven't talked about this for a minute, but let's revisit the InBody challenge this year. Goal is to lose 1,000 pounds of body fat and gain 300 pounds of muscle as a gym. Well, I just ran the report. See where we're at. So, 150 people have repeated their InBody tests. That's not even half of the people that work out here. With those 150 people, we have 575.7 pounds of fat gone and 87.7 pounds of muscle gained. Percentage-wise, that's pretty awesome, right? Percentage-wise, it's pretty awesome. But if we could get everybody to test, I would like to hope that those numbers would be even better. The goal is to do this by the end of December, and we are coming into that lovely, lovely holiday season. The time of year where the chronic microaggressions against our calorie intake go up. And what I mean by that is the little snacks, the little candy bars that are left here and there, the office cookies and treats and all the fun stuff that comes with holidays, it comes in everywhere. So it's possibly the most difficult time of year in general for people to lose weight, let alone maintain. I know for a lot of folks, the goal is maintain health and wellness and not try to stack on too many negative LBs during this coming time of year. Our goal should be to strive for excellence and treat the holidays just as they are. It's only a couple days out of the next 2 months. It's not 60 days out of the next 2 months. And that's what I want to remind folks. Thanksgiving Day, day after Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. That's 6 days of maybe eating some treats, having drinks with friends, being with family, doing all the good fun stuff guilt-free. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy that. That's 6 days out of the next 60. That's not going to derail anything. But eating the office treats and the constant Christmas party treats and drinking every weekend, that's where things can get a little bit sideways. And I just want to throw out a little word of caution there that if we're going to chase excellence and maintain our health and fitness during this time of year and not go backwards, keep that in check. All right? Do your part for your own self. Keep that in check. Be very mindful and intentional of when you're engaging in garbage food and why. All right? Understand the trade-offs. That's it on that. I'm not sure it's possible to hit our goal. That's okay. We've still made positive progress. And maybe if everybody weighed in, these numbers might be a lot better. But at the first of the year, we had well over 200 people weigh in, and now we're down to 150 people that are doing repeat weigh-ins. So maybe those people might have contributed in a very positive way, but maybe they're avoiding the InBody because they might not. I don't know. But either way, the people that have weighed in, these are fantastic results, and it's something that all of you should be proud of, and you contribute to this in a very positive manner. So keep strong into the end of this year, and then we get back into 6 weeks of let's get fit again. January comes, everybody wants to get fit again. And, you kind of start that whole cycle all over again every year. One of my long-term goals in this business of doing health and fitness coaching is to get people out of that yo-yo cycle of, why don't you just stay healthy and fit and make good choices year-round and enjoy the couple holidays, not months. And if we can get our heads wrapped around holidays and not months, this time of year would be way less detrimental to society. So we got that. Another thing bring up, as far as November is training month. We're all learning the new system of signing up for classes together and booking in advance. So coaches are very much aware of how many people are coming to class so they can plan appropriately. I had some questions about the 25-person class cap. That number was chosen based on space and equipment. That is an optimal number. Yes, some workouts we can go over that number, no question. But that is a number that the majority of our programming will always be able to work within in a meaningful way in a class setting with our space and equipment. So when it comes to the 25-person cap, I honestly don't see it being a huge issue too often. Right? There's a couple classes throughout the day that can get there. 5 a.m., 6 a.m., maybe 11 from time to time, and 4:30 and 5:30 p.m. Those are the main classes that are really there. Have that risk of popping over. Going over the class cap will be up to the coach. So if you're number 26 and the coach doesn't feel comfortable and it's not a safe environment and they let you into class, I'm going to be upset with that coach. I know the workouts in advance. I obviously do have a good appreciation for how many people can fit and work in a workout. We want to make sure quality and safety are first, but if the coach is comfortable and it's well organized and they go over the cap like I do at 5 a.m., it's not a big deal. Now, where I will get upset, or not upset per se, but the goal of the no-show and late cancel is to be very mindful that there are people that want to work out at other times. So I'll just use the morning for an example. There are members in the gym that need the occasional 5 a.m. class. And if they can't get into it because it's booked up, it is what it is. But if only 23 people out of the 30-something, 35, 36 people that are signed up for it show up, I'm going to be very upset because that person could have worked out. They could have got their workout in when there was space. So removing yourself from class ahead of time and planning appropriately, especially for the peak times, really, it's a benefit to your fellow member when they need to get into a class here and there, and being courteous and mindful of that. The goal is just to respect your fellow members and so coaches can plan. I am in a much better headspace when I know how many people are going to be at 5 a.m. than it just being guesswork. Same with 6 a.m. I can move equipment, I can organize the gym, I can set things up. And that goes for all the big classes throughout the day. It just makes the coach's job more efficient to provide you guys a better experience. So if Chase and Jason see in the afternoons that there's 23 people signed up for class, we can move around equipment. We can get things set up and we can be planned and ready for it. So that is the big driver there, right? Remember, November is learning month. There's no actual dollars being charged or anything. I'm learning the system, software, how to run the reports and various things. Those of you that do no show or late cancel, you will see an email come through that's at zero charge. It's at $0. And you can ask questions like, hey, why did I get hit up for this? I was actually in class. And in that scenario, it's just making sure you sign in when you get to class. When we do release our app, the app will prompt you to sign into class when you get there. But until then, you either sign in on the iPad or you open up, I believe, the InBody app and you can sign into class right there. But it's just learning the system. I do very much appreciate members signing up for and signing into class. That's two different steps. So signing up for class, you're doing outside the gym. You're doing it at home, you're doing it in advance, you're planning. Signing into class is when you're in the gym, like, hey, I'm actually here. So when you're sign into class, that really helps the coach, especially for bigger classes. So they're not looking around the gym trying to figure out who's here, not here. I want the coaches interacting with all of you guys. I want to be watching you warm up. I want to be watching you move. I want to see how your day is going. All that stuff is very important in the first part of the warm up, the first part of the class. If I find out that somebody had a really rough night, I know how it helps me help them, right? Versus me trying to sign in everybody in the class and I miss out on that 10 minutes while people are going through the warm up. And it's just valuable coaching opportunities that I would like our coaches to be able to get back. And they do get that back when everybody is proactive in signing into class. So again, that is a way for us to improve coaching for you guys and to improve, the experience. When it comes to, I've had a handful of people, hey, I need to do 5 a.m., how's the wait list, this and that. I make a game time decision the night before. So if you need a 5 a.m. class, join the wait list. Okay, it is booked out until the end of 2026 with 37 people. Okay, it's booked out till the end of 2026. Now, on average, 33 show up. I make a decision the night before based on the workout the next day. If I think Tammy and I can comfortably accommodate based on the workout type, more people, and there's people on the wait list, I will manually add them to the wait list and you'll be notified that you're added to the class. So that's how that works. It is going to pop up that you need a prerequisite. I am only letting veteran Double Edge members jump on that wait list. So I think it's like 3 months CrossFit experience at the gym or something. It pops up, it tells you. But if you get that notification when you try to wait list for the morning class and you don't think it applies to you, that's fine. Totally fine. Just let me know. Shoot a text message to the gym number or send me an email and I can fix that. I can add that prerequisite to your account profile so you can join the wait list. I think I got almost everybody who occasionally does do 5 a.m., but I missed one and they asked me today about it. So that is just one area of control that I'm adding in there on experience, because when you have 30 plus people early hours of the day, it's not necessarily best new member experience. At the pace the class goes and the way we do things at that time of day. Now, if the class drops below 25, you can just sign up for it. Okay. So there'll be no wait list. But since I have so many people already booked out, I have to be very mindful of that hour of day. And again, if you're not in the class the night before, don't just show up to the class, please. It's not good for anybody. So let's be very mindful of that. We got the Christmas party coming up. That is on December 13th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And so far we have 110 adults and 34 kids RSVP for it. Super awesome. Excited about that. The RSVP is going to be in the email, and we need to have that number pretty soon, right? So probably the end of this week, having that RSVP number is going to help us solidify the food situation and make sure that we have enough, right? So if you don't RSVP, don't expect to get food. People who RSVP will get a ticket to be able to use, so we know, the people that RSVP'd will have food for them, all right? So if you didn't and you just show up, just know you got to wait until everybody else has eaten, and then you can have what's left. That's a fair deal, all right? That's a fair deal. Again, we got to be able to plan. We can't just wing this stuff, especially at the price point of some of these things these days. We got to plan, all right? Got to plan. So right now, we're looking at a couple options for food, but once we get it nailed down, we'll let people know. And then as far as not bring your own beer, you can bring your own beer, but most of the time, members bring like their favorite dessert and various treats and things, side dishes, stuff like that. So by all means, you don't have to. No obligations there. But in the past, we've always, everybody's brought their favorite Christmas kind of treat or side dish or whatever. And it's contributed in a meaningful way. I will not be providing alcohol in the mass scale of some years past, but we will provide adult beverages and we'll have a good time. All right, we'll have a good time. Santa Claus is going to be there taking some pictures with the kids, and yeah, just nice night to hang out with everybody and chill. And then I'm sure after the 8 p.m. and I clean up the gym, kind of rough plan is to head over to Parlay 6 and hang out, there for a while or whatnot. We'll just see where the night takes us. Christmas holiday schedule. We are going to be closed Thanksgiving Day and day after Thanksgiving. Okay. Typically a coach, probably Cody, he usually volunteers to run a Thanksgiving morning workout. So when we have that nailed down, I am out of town on Thanksgiving, or else I would do it. But once we have that nailed down, we will let everybody know if there's a Thanksgiving morning workout. Lots of times in the past, people have worked out here at the gym and then they go do the turkey trot downtown together. It's like a big thing. So that's probably still going to go down. But again, once we have it nailed down, we'll let you know. Christmas Eve, December 24th, is going to be a half day. So right now, last class will be the noon class on Christmas Eve. Then we'll be closed the 25th and the 26th. All right, do not expect a workout on those 2 days. Most of our coaches have a lot of family things going on and various stuff. And we're going to be closed those 2 days. Now, if some coach says, hey, I want to do a workout, I'll let them. Like, I'm not going to say no, and we'll let you guys know if a coach ends up doing a workout on one of those days and, putting something together. New Year's Eve will be a half day again, and then New Year's Day closed. Okay, so New Year's Day closed. That's kind of it for the holidays. We got the Las Vegas HYROX coming up soon. Sorry. I should have looked this up beforehand. Lucky I do this right in front of my computer. But the reason I'm bringing it up is I do have the early sign up for an affiliate that's going to be in this email. And I'm trying to find HYROX upcoming. Man, all over the world trying to find these things. North America. Chicago, Dallas, Anaheim, Vancouver, Phoenix. Vegas is February 20th through the 22nd. I do know a couple members that are planning on going down. I'm loosely thinking about it. There's a good chance I sign up for it. But I got something going on. I'm just starting to run again. My right calf is just struggling with running and trying to figure that out. But I do want to do a HYROX event. Looks like a good time. Vegas is the closest one in 2026 so far that they have through May, because after that it's Houston and Canada. So there's a good chance I'm going to sign up because these things sell out like that, and just play it by ear whether or not I participate. But I do know a couple members that are going down to do that. So the early registration link and code will be in the email that's going out to all of you guys. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't get the email or whatever, let me know we get it to you. Another thing on that topic, some people are like, I don't get the email. You got to let us know, let me know, and I got to make sure that you're subscribed to it. And then on the other side of that, some people have been subscribed to it, but they use like their work email. And a lot of times companies have, spam filters and various things that pick up newsletter style emails and boots them. So I might have to have you switch your email to like a personal email to be able to get them. I do use an email software to send out the email. And those things can just trigger some people's spam deals and you not get them. I've also had a few people not able to log into InBody. If you're having problems with that, signing up for classes, just let me know. We can fix it and get that all taken care of. Like I had a guy that was coming to 6 a.m. today. He's like, it asked me to pay. We just had to link his Double Edge account to his correct InBody account, and it works. So if you're having any problems there, just let me know. We can fix it. Trying to think what else. I don't think a lot. I think October went great. Really enjoying the vibes, the energy across the gym. Gym's coming together. Still chipping away at organizing, moving things, and cleaning up and making the space more optimal, more better. Each weekend. It's here all day Saturday and Sunday between South and here, just cleaning up and moving things and selling some stuff and really trying to make it the best setup possible for us to continue smashing our health and fitness goals. And we're getting there. Got a few more things to move and set up. And I got to hang up rope climbs. It's looking like I'm going to hang up 10. I'm going to tinker with that this week, test out a couple spots. But once we get those hung up, rope climbs will for the first time be able to be a little more included in our programming because we'll have enough of them for folks. And yeah, so that's kind of this week's goals, game plan that, and test out a couple rope climb spots that I'm thinking through in the gym that will allow me to do this. Yeah. I think that's about it, fam. You know, I would like to think that these could be less than 10 minutes, but they really can't. I have too much love for the community. I'm enjoying it too much. I want to keep you guys in the know of what's going on. And yeah. So again, questions on anything going on around the gym, questions on from class signups to class organization. I am open for constructive criticisms and feedbacks. I've settled into the move. We got the big bulk of everything transitioned and pretty dialed in. I'm really enjoying the flow of everything. I've been watching the evening classes. I've been here at nights with my kid. I should touch on that little topic real quick. And it's been looking really good across the whole gym all day long. The coaches, the energy, members mingling, mixing, and I don't know. It really feels like the community how I always wanted it and how my brother have envisioned it over the years, and really enjoying this process and transition. To touch on that last little topic there, some of you have seen Jackson coming in and working out with me in the afternoons. It's his winter sport. He chose that he wanted to do CrossFit with Dad, and we're doing class. He's 7 years old, okay? We work out Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 3:30 class. And I had a few people ask, are you starting a CrossFit Kids class? I'm not doing it. There's a handful of reasons. I'm not going to say never do it, but spacing, we are an adult-focused gym. That is our focus. Time-wise, kids' schedules change all the time. So you add a CrossFit Kids class, it's busy for 3 weeks, and then a new sport starts and you lose half the class. Finding coaches and trying to juggle that, it's not a part of our core business model, and I'm sticking to our core business model. When it comes to kids working out, I have on many occasions let kids 12 and up join group class with their parents. Okay, I find that age, maturity and listening to the coach and just participating in the group class as normal has been very effective for many kids over the years. Ages under 12, that's a little gray area. One, I don't want it to be disruptive to the overall class. I know how, it's hard for youngsters, little youngins, to keep their attention and focus for a full hour. And I'm willing to float that fine line But Jackson, my son, knows if we're doing class, you're 100% paying attention to the coach, we're not being disruptive, and we're doing the work. And he does it. He loves it. And if that changes to where he wants to do more play, then we won't be in class. This is not something that I force a 7-year-old to do by any means. I don't think any kids should be out playing. They should be active, doing sports, doing that stuff. Jackson wants to do this. I'm not going to tell him no. All right. And as long as he does it with a level of maturity that you can expect from a 7-year-old, stays with me and stays out of the way of our adult group, we're going to participate. And I'm going to hold that standard to a high standard because that's the same standard that I would expect a member and their child to hold them to. If this is something that interests you, we can talk about it. And it's something that I would potentially be okay with for non-peak classes only. My son or anybody else's kid is going to take a spot in a peak time from a full paying adult member. But non-peak times, if we have the space and you understand that you are 100% responsible for your child, maybe a little coaching help, we can talk about that. But just let's have a conversation about it. I wanted to throw that out there purely because people are seeing Jackson work out with me during class, and I want to make sure that I'm holding myself to the same standards and I'm clear on what the standards are for that situation. There was an instance on Friday, there was no school. So one of Jackson's little buddies and him, they're working out with me and his dad in class. And again, typically 9 a.m. is a non-peak class, but it was fuller because it was a holiday. I was extremely mindful of that. And the boys stayed in check and they stayed focused and they stayed out of the way in place. I will remove those two from class just as fast as any other kid. All right? My kids don't get any special privileges. They're held to the same standards as I would hold anybody else to. You know, and a big part of that is, you know, I don't injury. I don't need a kid just darting off and running underneath a barbell and getting crushed. Stuff like that. On the extreme side. On the other side, being disruptive. Playing, screaming, not focusing. I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to tolerate it from my own kid. I'm not going to tolerate it from anybody else's. So, again, non-peak classes, if the coaches are okay with it and we talk about it and we're on the same page and understand what's my expectations of that situation are, it's something I'm open to having conversation with any member of the gym if, you know, you see what we're doing and that interests you. I have no desire to turn this into any sort of, what do you want to say, aspect of business. I'm bringing it up purely because my kid wants to work out with me. I like the class structure. It emulates sport. He has to listen, focus, and he does the work with dad, and it's a good bonding. I love doing it with him, and he loves doing it. I'm going to reiterate something that shouldn't have to be reiterated anymore. People asking, is it okay for kids to work out? Yes, it's 100% okay. Right? Biggest things that are happening at this age is neuromuscular development, coordination, balance, and so forth. It's good for them. It needs to happen. Kids need to be active, moving, doing sports, and working out in this environment is no different than any other sport. Skill development, agility. I mean, you are building some strength, but a lot of it is neuromuscular coordination. They're activating and developing the neural pathways to get their muscles to work on cue. That's the first stage of any training program for anybody, especially youth. So that's what a lot of this does and develops. And, well, those of you that follow me on Instagram and seen my little homie, he is coming a long way. Like, it's really cool to see his body moving in different ways than it ever has. And he loves it. So again, it is something I'm open to with, you know, members and their kids in non-peak classes if there's space and the standards of what I'm holding myself and my son to are met with equal intent. by anybody else involved. So with all that, damn it. One more thing. In the newsletter, there's a link, there's a deal to, if you've been here, this year we did anniversary shirts. I don't have one in here to show you, but it is a white t-shirt with, it says double edge and an American flag, red, white, and blue colors, just the words double edge. See those shirts rolling around the gym? Those are the anniversary shirts for 2025. If you feel you had your anniversary and you didn't get it, let us know. We're going to do one more order for the end of the year for people that are rolling over their anniversary. And just reach out to Chris. Let her know, like, hey, I think I had my anniversary. I want to remind you guys that your anniversary isn't the day you signed up for your membership. It's the day that you created your profile in the system. We've had people create profiles months before committing to a membership. So they're like, oh, it's my anniversary. Well, the computer system recognizes on profile creation day. So you have to be an active member, and your anniversary rolls over on the day that you created a profile, not necessarily the day you started your membership. There's been a little confusion there because I've had spouses who have come in and signed up for a membership at the same time, but one spouse created their profile, maybe weeks, months before the other spouse. Like, oh, she got her anniversary shirt. Why didn't I get mine? Well, the only way for us to do this is by running a report, and that's the way the report works. So active membership based on profile creation day. So if you, again, we are doing one more order for the end of the year, and then we start it all over again next year. So there's a link in here to fill out if you haven't received that yet. All right. I'm going to backtrack. I'm not going to send this link out in this email. I'm going to send it out in a separate email just to members, because I don't need people getting confused on this and that. But anyways, that's what that is. That's what that shirt is. Let us know if you got questions. You can email Chris at Double Edge Fitness, KRIS at doubleedgefitness.com. She handles all the anniversary shirts. And yeah, all right. You guys, there's a bullet point to all this in the newsletter, key points of this conversation. But if you listen to the whole thing and you join me through it, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate it. Love you guys. And yeah, peace.